Hi guys, welcome to this video. This is a bit strange and the sound will be a little bit strange as well. I am sitting in a comfortable chair in my living room with a webcam hooked up onto a big TV, and I have this Intel NUC that I haven't touched, it seems like forever. Alright, so let's have a look at the hardware. Is it F, is it B, what was it again? C-B, let's have a look. We actually see in this version ArcoLinux 20.1.3, so we have already an idea. That is from January, last time that I did anything with it, and we'll use this command to check it out. How long ago was it? December 29th, so last year, December 29th, I booted up for the very first time and had this kernel 5.4.6, and 6 months later I boot up again, so I guess I've been watching Netflix all these days, because this is meant to be a media server kind of NUC, so NUC, little machine. It's very small. Actually, you can probably Google it. If you type this thing in, Control C, Control Alt, well, not Control C, Eric, Control Shift C, Control Alt G, we're filled with keyboard shortcuts. So go and have a look at all these keyboard shortcuts, because I use them all the time in all these videos. And some images. So, well, of course, I've not turned it open. I did not open it up. Well, actually I did, well, years ago for an SSD, right? To put an SSD in there. But that's it, right? We normally do not open PCs. So that's the machine I'm working on. That's the NUC. And no, don't need it. So sometimes people start typing in their password, and then of course every single time it's gonna ask the password. So leave it blank. Now if this did happen, I've answered that one just recently online. If you did put a password in there, it's in local share keyrings. Delete the keyrings again, and then it will prompt again to use a password, and this time you will say no, I won't use a password. Then it's gone forever. So I don't know, in the meantime you've been looking around at all these settings. Not much to say. I mean, it's just a little NUC which is very well defined beforehand. There's not much choice in there. It's not like a desktop where you can choose a motherboard, your RAM, etc, all the elements. This is really predefined. The fun is, of course, updating, because I want to make as much videos as possible to show people, look, it doesn't matter if you wait updating for like 6 months, Arch is there. As long as ArcoLinux is there, ArcoLinux will function as well, right? Because it's the basis. 90% of this thing is ArcoLinux, 5% is ArcoLinux, our efforts to make a beautiful operating system, and 5% is coming from the AOR, the fun stuff, Spotify, games, I don't know, stuff from the Arch user repository. So this video is gonna be another update video, like 6 months ago. I say it again, 6 months ago, and now I boot it up and I'll update. Now the information you require, let's go there immediately, ArcoLinux.org or something, right? But you'll get there, Google knows what you want, ArcoLinux. And here's the latest news. So all these things have happened in the meantime. Some of them require manual intervention with any operating system. Sometimes you have to intervene, right? But it's all here. It's all explained what you should do, if you should do it. I mean, here it starts in January. From here something can happen. So again, no and continue, so we don't see it anymore. So XOR cleanup, I guess we won't see that one, because that's 2019, December 20, and my last number here is from 29, so that will be probably fixed. But it's all these messages you go over, and news archives is also very interesting, which is a little bit more organized, like a text. So that's there. Updating on the system. How do you update? Well, it's called update. Now what we are getting in is everything from ArcoLinux, ArcoLinux, and there it ends. It's not AUR yet. ArcoLinux, this should ring a bell. From here, multilib, community, extra, core, that's all ArcoLinux, and of course this is all ArcoLinux. So when you see the word extra, has nothing to do with us. It's Arch that says, hey, let's replace that package with that package. Will you say no? Of course not. You will say yes and you'll comply all the time. Now you can type yes or you can type an enter. I mean, just press enter, which is easier. And all these name changes will come into effect. Now if we wait for a while, developers come and go, and developers sign packages, so there are keys. And with this key, you say that package is from me and it's okay, it's safe. So it's a kind of security thing. Now, it always depends if there's much time that goes by, then it might be that ArcoLinux says, I don't know this key. What is this key? There's a new key, a new guy in town, and ArcoLinux will not recognize it, and the check will fail. So one of the cool things to remember is there are keys. Okay, where are the keys? Well, we're based on ArcoLinux, so it starts with ArcoLinux. That's the only thing you need to remember. It starts with ArcoLinux, and then tab, right? And you see ArcoLinux keyring number 3. Let me show you that one, right? That's it. Something with keys, right? That's the only thing you need to remember. ArcoLinux, something with keys. And that's something you can do prior to my updates, but I want to make it difficult, and maybe there is an issue and I can show. But this could be a good idea to do prior to the update, okay? So that all the keys are in already. Well, it's an old computer, right? An old operating system. It's from the time that NeoFetch still showed us the number. At some point in time, the developer of NeoFetch changed his code, and suddenly there was no number reference anymore behind it. Now, a number is just what it is. It's just not important. Being up to date is important, but having a number there is not. And it's coming from etc LSB release. So I can change this number to 4, or to 4000, or to chair, or, you know, anything goes. I can all delete this complete line. Let's just save this, just for fun. Ctrl-Alt-T, and it's saying now that's version 1.4. And there it was 1.3. So that's all it is. It doesn't say it's up to date. If this number is correct for any reason there, it doesn't mean a thing. It's just a number. Being up to date is what we're doing here. All right. So if you want to change this manually, be my guest. etc/LSB release. Change this to super cool edition, right? It really doesn't matter. And I hope that is again reaching many people out there. It's unimportant. So yeah, it's a bit strange sitting here in my sofa, I think it's called in English, in my living room, looking at the big screen, webcam on the top. And we're just waiting for things to come by. Look at all those XF86 things, lots of XFCE4 things, 6 month time. That's a lot of development, all kind of people, right? And we're grateful for Linux that it's free. Gets always better. Lots of Xorg stuff. Well, for me it's actually reading a book, right? What has changed in the last 6 months? The ArcGTK theme is there as well. Clonezilla glances. It's a nice one. Just type it in the terminal, glances, see what you get. Power top is another like that. Reflector has been updated, yep. Some fonts, variety for the wallpapers. Let's change the wallpaper. Alt N, wallpaper is changed. Ooh, too bright for my eyes. Alt N, back. Aha, the first thing we need to do, there are the keys. Import PGP key, blah blah blah. Jan Alexander Steffens. Yes, yes please. Yes, yes please, yes please, yes please. Enter, 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 and we're off. So with these keys, it's gonna check the package that I have on the system. Is that the integrity check? Is that in order? And we have to keep our fingers crossed. That's the correct expression in English. Yeah. I hear my fan kicking in. Maybe you hear that as well. The webcam is cooling itself. Quick glance. Sensors. The heat is 67. That's okay. High is 105. And it's cooking. Alright, there is an invalid correct thing. Fine. What do? Do you want to delete it? Yes, no? Yeah, obviously yes. And then we start again. So the package that was, and you saw where it was, that's always an interesting thing to know. The packages are in var, cache, pacman, package folder. In there the packages are stored, and there was a package in with a wrong signature, and pacman said, oh, cannot do it, we cannot continue, so delete it. Yes, we say. So the package is now downloaded. It's not from our cache because it's gone, right? We've deleted it, so he's going to get it again, and that's what you see here. For 346 kilobytes we got stuck, all right, but it's downloaded again. That's this line, and then we go over every procedure again. Keyrings, integrity, fingers crossed again. It's great wallpaper on this beautiful screen here. It's still giving us the same problem. Do you want to delete it? Yes. Then I'm going to do something else. Sudo pacman minus remove. We know what the name is, right? I'm going to remove this thing because indeed something happened to it. It's actually abandoned in this Arc GTK theme. So deleting it will solve our conflict, right? We'll see. That's something we'll solve later. It's incredible, eh? 6 gigabyte. And what changes? Only 277 megabyte. I mean, that's nothing, but it's a lot to be installed, and we've done a lot of work as well. Let's say that as well. ArcoLinux, 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 and till here. Let's have a look. Checking for file conflicts. All right, and off we go. We're off. Lift off, as they say in Houston. All the keys come in. This is the package what I'm talking about, the ArcoLinux keyring. And you see this stuff and you say, oh, what's that? All this gibberish. Well, those are keys. ArcoLinux keyring. Upgrading. GCC is also there. probably a new Linux kernel. Obviously, there will be a new Linux kernel in 6 months' time. Maybe if you're coming from another distro, that's something new. Linux kernels actually have a short life to live. By that I mean we have one or even two kernels, Linux kernels per week, and we find that normal. That's our Arch Linux normal. In other distros it's not that fast. So yeah, it's just the way Arch Linux organizes itself, of the workflow, and just be aware if there is the word Linux in there somewhere, a package called Linux, or there are other variants, Linux LTS, or Zen, or Hardened, well, you better reboot because you got a new Linux kernel in. And then test it out. And if a kernel gives you issues, it's simple. You type downgrade Linux. Downgrade is a package we have installed on ArcoLinux, and you can downgrade Linux. And then you choose which one do you want. 129 was working, 123 was working, and you figure it out where sometimes kernels support a particular hardware device, and suddenly a new driver does not support it anymore. And then again, 10 versions, 10 iterations later, it's supported again. So that's the Arch Linux world of delivering us kernels, and we live with it, or we be smart about it. But that's it. A Linux kernel comes in and then you test it out. Normally everything is okay, but you never know. Alright, okay, I should reboot, but I'm gonna make just one video. And what I should do now is get everything that is new. And what is new? Often when we develop things, it's gonna be in the etc skel. And why there? etc skel is the way to provide a new user on a clean installation of elements, styling, settings, wallpapers, things like that. The first look is everything. When you first lay your eyes on ArcoLinux, it has to be awesome, right? Any distro should be awesome out of the box, my opinion. But in order to do that, you have to set things in here. These are all settings for applications where we don't want to bother, don't want to lose time with setting them over and over and over again after every clean installation. We have to do it all over again. No, we do have a life. So that's why we have these settings. And there is this command, an alias, and that's the alias skel, and probably this is gonna be an old skel because we've made adaptations and we always try to improve our aliases, but this could be okay. I think this is still the correct one, the one we have now. And it's gonna copy paste over everything. Well, actually, I'm not gonna press skel, but enter, right? And then it's in there. What it's going to do is what I'm gonna do now, except of course the backup, because it's gonna create a copy of your .config, so your settings are always backupped. Since I don't care about that, I'm just gonna show what actually happens. It's just a copy of this. Go to your home directory and a right mouse click here. Paste, here it is. Well, replace all, and 17.3 megabyte is all the settings we need to have a beautiful OpenBox i3 and XFCE. And this is quite normal. That he's lost some things. You just close this poor guy and then say run it again, and there it is. He doesn't like to be that his configurations have been overwritten. Alright, update skel, last one is up all. Well, let me do one in the middle before we up all. This thing and that thing is new. First of all, bash RC latest, we got rid of that. We've made a workaround in the package build. And we just have a bash RC these days. The bash RC, oh yeah, there we go. So there is so much has changed that I need to reboot. So you saw all these XFCE update packages. I probably can't even open it. So it's a no-go for me. But the contents has been the Skel. We copy-pasted everything from etc Skel over here. So this is the new one already. So that's cool. Next time I log out or when I reboot, it's gonna be this content that's gonna be used. And the only thing I wanted to show, but probably not gonna work, let's try it out, is CB. Voila, no such file or folder. So CB is copy the bash. So this guy, copy the bash and source the bash. Of course I can type it myself, source bash rc. Oh, and that's gonna work, okay. And then, oh sorry, then CB is gonna work. So CB, just remember that, CB is an interesting one because it gets the latest bash RC, which Skel does too, but the difference is it's gonna load it up again. This means now, kick in now, do this now, source. And otherwise, when you log out or log in or reboot, it will work as well, of course. All right, and then we go to the last one, upall. Let's see how many things we still have. Control C, stop. Let's have a look. So, AUR means Arch User Repository. In the meantime, we have lots of packages in our own repo, which solves a lot of building and compiling and all that. But there are still two things to update, he says. Well, first of all, sudo pacman -r qt5 style plugins. If you can remove it like this and nobody is complaining, I mean pacman is not saying, whoa, sorry, but this is the dependency for that. If you can remove it, we don't need it anymore. So things change, the style plugins are gone, my system is still working, it's just a package that's not needed. There was another one, Electron 4. Was it 4? Let's have a look. Yeah, Electron 4. Let's see if we can remove that. If applications are asking now for Electron 5 or 6 or 7, that's cool, right? So that's removed as well. So there we are. We have now an upall, which means if after an update you do an upall, then everything is up to date. So basically I can reboot. My system is up to date. We can also do the little exercise. I know I just said it's not important to have the correct number, but there is the stay rolling. And at some point in time I said let's put everything into folders of years. So those guys are in the folders of the year. So 2020 5/2006 stay rolling version 1. Oh, that's wrong. Just type again. All right, we're gonna delete this one. AR fits is deleted and so on. So this is for another video. I mean, this is the update video. How to stay up to date, move from May to June. I'm not gonna go over all the stay rolling things because basically it's not that important either. It's like the 1% or the 2% of your system, right? What may be important is maybe this fix here. If you look at PAMAC AOR, aha, no package found. And if you hate that when that happens, then you have this fix PAMAC AOR thing. That might be of interest for you. All right. So when we click again, maybe you like this better, with some icons and some buttons to install stuff. All right, that's a better tip. Okay, We have been adding also, been playing around with settings in Samba. So keep track of what's in the main. Use all the cores, that's okay. But there's a version 5 out, so you can compare if you want to learn. Right mouse click, compare, and check. What did change? What have we changed, right? Some codes, we found some new codes. And that's basically it. So, version 4, buy version 4. If you want to have Samba, sharing folders, finding other computers in the network, we have a fun app, an application for fun apps, but we keep it in here just for people who want. If you want to change the kernel to LTS, so if you have hardware problems, webcam is not working, network seems to be lagging or problems, okay, try the Linux LTS kernel. And another help if you want to right mouse click and share a folder with in XFC, Nautilus, in Kaka, Mate, and Dolphin, Win, and Plasma, and so on and so on. You just run the script, and then you can say to any of these folders, and then properties, and you'll see here share. So emblems, permissions, share, and you just share the folder, and everybody on your network at home, of course, can see it, get at it, and get at it. Whew. So, and all the fun stuff is here. The sysinfo is actually required. Why? We changed the number, remember? At this point in time, so neofetch changed the code, does not show the code anymore behind there. We did something silly, remember? Just to show off and to express how unimportant that is. And it's now version 20.6.5. I'll have to pause here. All right, where did we leave off? So the number 20.6.5 is shown when you type in the word sysinfo, and sysinfo is just a little script. And of course, it reads the same file, LSB release. Let's have a look, because we ran a script and something changed to it. Oh yeah, we can't open that. But how about a nano LSB release? So it is 20.6.5. We changed it to, I don't know, it was again awesome operating system, something of the likes. And there it is, it's changed again because of the fact that we ran this script bin stay rolling. And every day, or every day, no, please no. Every month there is an update video, and every month we tell you what's new. And when you watch these videos, you learn so much about the operating system. That could be the minimal thing you do, is follow up what changed and how can I keep rolling. Because like these videos, it's super interesting to learn about your operating system. And we have them all here. So all these monthly releases show something about the system, what changes, what improvements we've made, what future direction we're going to take and stuff like that. But it has also always an update video. So is at the bottom. We are consistent, and it's going to be here somewhere, right? So what's new? We talk about what's new. But this is update, how to stay rolling. There's a video, something like this, video that I'm making now. But this is a special video, since we are updating an SSD of 6 months ago. And again, I prove to you guys, it is no problem. So whatever people tell you, you need to update ArcoLinux every week or every day, otherwise it crashes. It's just BS, and I'm here to prove that to you. Alright, I'm gonna stop the video here, I'm gonna reboot, and yep, I'm gonna reinstall. So I'm gonna test out a new version, 20.7.2 on my NUC. Alright, have fun with ArcoLinux and learn a lot and use the knowledge for any Linux operating system in the future, because there are many similarities and a few differences. Alright, have fun.